Good morning and welcome back. We are now in our Council Committee of the Whole meeting for December 10th, 2024. I'd like to call this meeting to order and move into item number 2, which is correspondence. The first item of correspondence is the Alberta Municipal Affairs letter, which is in your package. As you'll see, it's a letter from the Minister of Transportation, or rather the Minister of Municipal Affairs, in regards to a letter that we sent in regards to automated traffic enforcement. As you're aware, Minister of Transportation has made his final decisions in regards to the future of automated traffic enforcement, and this package, or this letter rather, is just in your package today for information. A reminder for those who might be watching, automated traffic enforcement will continue to exist in school zones, playgrounds, locations that municipalities, construction zones, and then locations municipalities can apply for uniquely. Red light cameras are still approved as per the recent changes, and we've spent a lot of time advocating for consideration of keeping high collision areas available to municipalities, and so we'll continue to work with the Ministry of Transportation on this significantly important public safety initiative. Councillor Blackmore.
Thank you, Mayor Clayton. I am assuming, and I guess I'll ask for clarification, that the letter we wrote, that this letter is responding to, we actually sent to several ministers, including Minister MacGyver. And have we heard back from other ministers?
This letter was sent to MacGyver and CC'd to other ministers, primarily looking, as the Minister of Municipal Affairs, looking for an ally around the cabinet table in regards to discussions on ETE.
Okay, thank you.
All right, I don't need a motion to receive this for correspondence. I'm going to move to item 2.2, and this letter was sent to our CAO, so I'll ask Mr. Burke to introduce it.
Thank you, Mayor Clayton. Received a letter from Alberta Municipalities following up on a motion or a resolution that we proposed in 2021 dealing with regional center funding. AB Munis has outlined some of the advocacy work they've done, including referencing the LGFF capital allocation and the Local Growth and Sustainability Grant that was announced in the fall of 2024. They're looking for any feedback from us on what to do with this motion. The intent, I think, from AB Munis was to consider this one complete, but if there's any direction from Council on any response, I would take that as this letter was addressed to me.
All right, Councillor Bressie.
Great, thank you. Yeah, and just to speak a bit with my AB Munis hat on, I don't think it's complete. It's something that we're still doing significant work to ask for increases to the LGFF pot, and really because every increase there mostly goes to the growth centers, and mid-sized cities benefit more than anybody else from that pot increasing, because so much of the pot as it exists right now is taken up by the base amount that smaller municipalities raise, and we continue to be engaged on the local growth sustainability grant. So it's definitely not that the work is complete, but that after 3 years our policies say that it's an inactive resolution, and so it's no longer on the books. And so just letting our members know that, hey, it's no longer active, here's the work we did to date, and you're welcome to bring a similar resolution next year convention if you want this to remain on the books. But say whether or not we bring another one, we'll continue to be advocating for these things.
I'm just going to jump in the queue as there's no one else in the queue currently. I personally think that this is something that should stay on our priorities list. I believe that I appreciate the work Alberta Municipalities did in regards to representing population growth and finding a solution and between RMA and AB Munis that was an improvement. However, regional centers bear a significant proportion of expenses for large areas of the province. In my opinion, there's probably 4 regional centers across the province, and they have uniquely different expenses as a result of the significant landmass and population that they represent. So my intent, appreciate the letter. Thanks for the letter. Next time we have a conversation in regards to advocacy priorities, my intent would to be, and as we prepared for Alberta Municipalities, would to bring this resolution back to the table. Thanks. Seeing no one else in the queue, we're moving into advocacy priorities, and I'll turn it over to Mr. Tarrant.
Thank you, Mayor Clayton. I'll just go through several updates on the advocacy priorities. For the electricity distribution costs, we did reach out at Alberta Municipalities to a number of other municipalities that are more significantly affected by high electricity distribution costs. Since that time, several of those municipalities have reached out to the city here and requesting our resources, and as they plan out and continue their advocacy on the file. The last information we received from the Minister of Utilities and Affordability was that there was going to be legislation introduced in the spring, and so we are continuing to hold the minister to that, and we'll be continuing to push that legislation does get introduced. In regards to healthcare supports, one of the main asks there is capital funding of $15 million for the Mascua Medical Center. We are continuing to support that project and push the province to provide that portion of the capital budget for the project, and so look forward to the budget, which will come out at the end of February, to see where that lies. With the Northwestern Polytechnic, advocacy supports continue to be supporting their trades expansion in Grande Prairie. Again, hoping to have some capital dollars allocated in the budget for that request. As was previously mentioned, there were significant changes to automatic traffic enforcement. Has been one of Council's advocacy priorities for this year, and obviously the announcement does curtail the program significantly. We are working through our association with the Mid-Sized Mayor's Caucus to let the minister know our thoughts and in regards to the providing more flexibility with the program and allowing that to be ATE to be one tool in our toolbox that we can use for traffic safety. The one positive out of the announcement was that the freeze on new ATE equipment has been lifted, so we are able to upgrade equipment and provide some of the more the latest technology in regards to ATE enforcement. In regards to the biometric scanning and allowing immigrants to access a local biometric scanning center, there were some positive meetings held in Ottawa with several councillors, and we are very hopeful that we will see something in the new year. They have the Department of Immigration and Service Canada has indicated that they've heard our requests and that they are currently reviewing their business plans, and so we'll see what in the new year, early in the new year, we're told whether we will be successful in obtaining a biometric scanning center here in Grande Prairie at the Service Canada location. One that's not on the advocacy priority list, but it has been something that we're watching closely, is regarding the justice file and regarding a new courthouse for Grande Prairie. You'll recall that in the previous year's budget, there was funding put forward for some preliminary planning for a new or expanded courthouse. That some of that planning has been done. We've been told that going into 2025, there is a budget ask for a functional design study in order to move the project forward. We have been in touch with the Ministers of Infrastructure and Minister of Justice, and we are planning to have them up here in January to do some site tours of potential sites and to have further conversations regarding that project. The final one end with here is regarding Highway 40X. Us and our regional partners have all met with Minister Dreeshen. We understand that the land acquisition is well underway, and there are a couple more parcels that need to be purchased for that. We are continuing to push for capital dollars to be allocated in the budget 2025. We're hopeful with the recent announcement of significant investments south of Grande Prairie, which would drive a lot of the traffic on this road, that could move up the province's priority for the Highway 40X, the southwest bypass. And with that concludes the advocacy report.
All right, thanks for that. I see no one in the queue with questions. I'm going to go on to the grant update, verbal update, and I'm assuming that's Mr. Tarrant as well.
Yes. Thank you, Mayor Clayton. As indicated before, it's been a very busy last couple of weeks. A lot of grant submissions have come due. So I'll just go over some of the more significant ones that we've put in. One of the largest ones is through the government of Alberta through their drought and flood protection program. We have applied with Aquaterra on this one for $10 million for a new raw water intake on the Wapiti River to increase capacity and to support additional growth while also improving the community's drought resiliency. So that has been, again, Aquaterra is the lead on that project, but it has been applied for through us. We've applied through the federal government's Celebrate Canada Fund for $90,000 for our annual National Indigenous Peoples Day celebrations and Canada Day celebrations. Also through the Government of Canada's Health Canada, there is an emergency treatment fund. What we've applied for is $1.2 million to develop an integrated community support model for the Grande Prairie Police Service. For Travel Alberta, we have applied for $50,000 for the Grand North Winter Festival. Through Government of Canada, through the Agriculture and Agri-Food Canada Department, we've applied for the Local Food Infrastructure Fund. There's been $51,000 applied for a new community learning garden at the Dave Barr Community Centre. And also through the federal government, they have the Green and Inclusive Community Buildings Fund. We've applied for $3.9 million that would go towards some of the remediation at the Montrose Cultural Centre to enhance the building's efficiency. And the final one I'll end with here is this is a new grant that was provided through the province. It's the Local Growth and Sustainability Grant. Very excited for this one as it was really tailored towards mid-sized cities within the province. You have to be a population between 10 and 200,000. And just looking at, it's a capital grant that looks at impacts of growth in your community and if there are any projects that could be tied to the growth impacts. There's $20 million a year over 3 years that would be allocated just towards these municipalities. We're feeling very, very hopeful on this one. Looking at all the program criteria, we thought one of the strongest alignments for the City of Grande Prairie was to apply for just over $2 million for the Grande Prairie Integrated Emergency Communications Center. So for integrated dispatch, we felt that it met a lot of the program's parameters, and that there was a strong tie-in to, as the community grows, there is a need for increased dispatch, and so there is a strong alignment there. We also thought it would be a unique project within the province that you wouldn't see other municipalities fund. So we're hopeful that one will go forward. You will see at Monday's council meeting, we are required to have a council motion on this one, so you will see some further details provided at that time. With that concludes the grant report.
Thanks for that, Mr. Tarrant. Councillor Blackmore.
Thank you, Mayor Clayton. I'm wondering if we have heard any conversation around the Housing Accelerator Grant, if they've indicated a timeline, or if it's all still a mystery, as it usually is.
Mr. Tarrant?
Thank you. Through the chair. Yes. So when the program was announced, they indicated that for the second round that municipalities would be contacted by the end of the year. To date, there hasn't been one municipality in Canada that has received any funding under their second round. So we're still anticipating. We reached out and received silence, and so we are hopeful. When they did the first round, again, they had promised municipalities that they would hear by the end of the year, and it was the same time the applications came out, and we didn't find out until, I believe, April or May of the following year. So we're hoping this one may be streamlined. We do find out earlier in the new year, but as of this point, we don't have an update.
Maybe our letters in the mail. Sorry. Santa comes in 14 days, though, so stay tuned. Seeing no one else. Oh, Councillor O'Connor.
Do business?
There's no business, but thank you.
No, I meant for in camera.
When I get there, absolutely. Seeing no one else in the queue in regards to a grant update, we will now have, we're going to item number 4 on our agenda, in camera. I'll recognize Councillor O'Connor.
Thank you, Mayor Clayton. I'd like to move we go in camera.
That motion is in order. I'll call the question.
Councillor Platt in favour.
And we will not
Bessie in favour.
coming back out. We will not be coming out of this. So that carries unanimously.